Welcome to J&R Ministry for kids. Have you ever stepped in mud or been by a river? Today's story from the Bible takes place right beside a river. Many years ago, God's people lived in tents in Egypt. At first, they had moved to Egypt as special guests of the Pharaoh. Their ancestor, Joseph, had saved the whole country of Egypt from famine. But now, 400 years later, the memories of Joseph and the old Pharaoh had faded. The current Pharaoh did not like it that there were so many Israelites living in his country. He thought, what if we are attacked by enemies? There are so many Israelites and they might take the side of the enemies and fight against Egypt. So Pharaoh thought of a plan to make the Israelites weak. He told his leaders that the Israelites were now going to be slaves in Egypt. They would have to work very hard, but never get paid. The Israelites were forced to carry large stones and build huge buildings. They were treated very badly. Even though they were treated so badly, Pharaoh's plan to make them weak did not work. Still, the population of Israelites increased. More and more children were born. Pharaoh was so angry that he thought up another plan to stop the number of Israelites from increasing. 2 women were midwives who helped the Israelite mothers when they were having babies. Pharaoh called the women before him and said, "Every time when you are helping a mother and she gives birth to a boy, I want you to kill the baby boy right away. Now I will stop the boys growing up to fight against me," Pharaoh thought to himself. But once again, the plan did not work. The midwives tricked Pharaoh and told him that they could never make it there in time to kill the baby boys. Pharaoh was furious. He now made a new law that was terrible. He told everyone in Egypt that if they saw a baby boy among the Israelites, they were to take the baby boy and throw him in the Nile River so that he would die. Of all the times to have a baby boy, this was probably the worst. But this is when Jochebed and her husband, Amram, gave birth to their third child. He was a boy and his name was Moses. Amram and Jochebed loved Moses and his big sister Miriam and big brother Aaron loved Moses too. They did not want anyone to take him and kill him. For 3 months they hid baby Moses so no one knew that they had a baby boy. But babies cannot be hidden in a house for long. A baby cries, crawls, and soon the neighbors would know he was there. So Jochebed had her own plan to protect Moses. She made a basket out of papyrus, the plants that grow by the river. Then she covered the basket with thick tar so that it would be waterproof. She was making a basket that could float. Jochebed put the baby in the basket at the edge of the river. Moses' big sister Miriam stayed nearby. Maybe no one would find the baby hidden in the reeds. But someone did find Moses. Of all the people that would find Moses, it was the Pharaoh's own daughter. Her handmaid brought the baby to her. Little Moses was crying and she felt sorry for him. She knew the baby was an Israelite, but even though her father had commanded everyone to Egypt to throw Israelite babies into the Nile River, she wanted to keep him. Moses' big sister Miriam was watching as all of this happened. Bravely, Miriam approached the princess and said that someone would need to take care of the baby since he was so small. Miriam asked if the princess would like her to go and find an Israelite woman to be like a caregiver or a nurse to the baby. Pharaoh's daughter thought that this was a good idea. The princess said she would like to pay a woman to do all the work. When the baby got older, he could come and live in the palace with her. So who do you think Miriam brought back to the princess? It was the very own mother, theirs. God helped Moses' family take care of him and protect him. Moses stayed in their house with them until he was big enough to live in the palace with the princess. Even though Pharaoh had all kinds of plans to hurt God's people, God knew that someday Moses would be a great leader of his people. Even though there was danger everywhere else, Moses grew up safely in the very place where the Pharaoh lived.
Neha, it is I, Jave the Donkey, with the verse of the day. And today's verse is, May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing to you, O God. Psalm 19:14. And that's today's verse, kids. See y'all next time with another verse of the day. Neha.